I was raised Catholic, and I grew up going to Our Lady of Victory Church in Centerville, Massachusetts, where I had my first communion and baptized and confirmed. Went all through the ring there, I guess. When I came out of the closet young, at 15, 16 years old, and was public speaking in my town and working for the Department of Education, I was a public gay figure at a very young age. My church was great. The door was always open. So for me, it never stopped. My religion in a way transformed into more of a spirituality. And that's kind of how I am now as a grown gay man. For me, I can remember back at, I'm going to say 5 years old, 6 years old, first grade. My brother had a friend, and my brother's friends were always hot. My brother was a jock. We were 5 years apart. And this 5-year older than me kind of guy had a girlfriend, and he had her picture in his wallet, and I wanted my picture to be in his wallet. And I can remember seeking out his younger brother on the playground who was my age and joining the kickball game and plotting this out and finding this kid to be his friend so I could sleep over at their house and be near his brother. Like plotting and scheming and figuring it out at 6 years old. So, yeah, but I knew that it was different. I knew Mr. and Mrs. Brady from the Brady Bunch were together, and my mom and dad were together, but I definitely had attraction to men at a very young age. I came out of the closet my junior year of high school. I was on the football team up until the sophomore year of high school. I also started the diving team for my high school. And, one of the reasons why I stopped playing football was I fell in love with the assistant coach. I had things, stolen from me that would wind up, in the next hallway over. I had, art projects crashed and written fag on. I remember, being with friends at a lunch table because there was a group of gay kids in my school. I wasn't the only one, and they would throw like the juice cartons across the hall onto our table, and they would splatter and go everywhere. When my high school went public online, there was a message board, and the message board was for practices canceled after school. It was for parents to go on and hear current things, the auditions for the play, and you could write in. Anyone could. And it turned into a bathroom wall session about me. 20 to 30 student bodies wrote in that I should kill myself, that I should go back into the closet with a gun and pull the trigger. They called me a pedophile. They told me I should jump off the Bourne Bridge in Cape Cod, where I grew up. Luckily, I had enough friends that, surprisingly enough, it was a straight girlfriend of mine who came to me and said, all this stuff's online about you on the high school homepage. And, I knew my rights at 16 years old. I knew that was against the law. With my peers and my teachers, we were educated. We knew what we could do. And I waltzed right into the principal's office and said, sexual harassment. If this isn't taken down by the end of next period, my next phone call is to my uncle who's a lawyer. Which wasn't true, because my uncle wasn't a lawyer. But it was taken down. Whew, it was, my coming out story is funny. I did everything you were not supposed to do. You're not supposed to come out around the holidays. You're not supposed to come out in a situation where you can't get out. And they tell you not to tell both your parents at once or something. I came out a week before Christmas. I told my mother in a car when we were driving on an hour-long trip. And, I asked her not to tell my dad because I wanted one more Christmas in my house in case he wasn't okay with it. And I had already lined up a place to live in case my father was not okay with it. And of course, my mother didn't last more than 3 days. Luckily enough, my father and mother, they're amazing. They're so supportive. It was a little bit like walking on eggshells the first week, and it was tough. But as a family, we worked through it and saw some therapists and talked it out and hugged it out, and we got to the other side, and I was 16 years old. As I stated earlier, I was a public figure in my youth group, and my father had asked me not to tell my grandparents on his side. My mother's family side, my mother's parents were cool. So I didn't. And it came time for graduation. And I had like 20 gay friends. And I wanted them all to come to my graduation party. But half of my family didn't know I was gay. And I couldn't merge the two. So I could either have a graduation party with just my family or just my friends. So I decided to not have a party at all. And I was kind of a brat about it, and I blamed my parents for that one. And I was upset, I was crushed, and I told them that I needed 2 suites in Boston the night of my graduation for all my friends and I to go up, and that weekend was Pride in Boston, and I took all my friends to Pride in Boston, and we partied the night away and stayed in 2 big hotel suites instead of me having a big party. You learn right or wrong very early in life. So if you choose to bully someone, you know that's wrong and you know that's damaging. So I blame the bully. I have not been harassed via email or Facebook or Twitter saying my lifestyle is wrong. Funny enough, the only harassment I get is from other gay men who don't approve of me living my life in front of the public eye and saying that I'm stereotypical and shallow, and I'm happy to take anyone's anger through keyboard and through email or whatever, because there's obviously a lot of anger, a lot of misplaced anger, and life sucks sometimes. And if someone wants to take it out on a keyboard and direct it at me, go right ahead. I can take it. And if that helps you out and helps you feel better about yourself or keeps you from hurting another person today, cool. I'll be your punching bag. I don't care. It's funny. I deal with clients all day long. I'm truly, I do hair for a living. I see, 8 to 10 people a day. And now I'm in the process of having a baby. And it's a long process and it's drawn out, and everybody wants to know all about it. And I have heard every opinion, from right, wrong, to you should have twins, to you shouldn't have twins, all of it. And, opinions are like assholes. Everyone's got one. Some are bigger than others. You're gonna be a star. You always usually,